your morning routine looks like this, you wake up, take your computer, take your phone, and you start to work, you, my friend, have a gigantic problem because your morning routine is shit. I've tried everything, and over the last few years, I've developed a system. Not a morning routine, a morning system that only takes 4 steps and takes not an hour, not 2 hours, no crazy fancy bullshit routine. It takes 4 steps and 10 to 15 minutes every day. And it will completely and fundamentally change the way how you kickstart your day. So my routine is not aesthetic, it's not very long, it is simply built for progress. Because about 2 or 3 years back, I found myself in a situation where I realized that I'm being way too reactive. I wake up super stressed, I take my phone first thing after waking up, I then open my laptop, stress, fire, boom, 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 boom. And then I finish 10, 12, 13, 14 hour workday and I am burnt out. Then after a few weeks, I realized that I'm not really making progress. Back then, I was trying to find a solution. I was talking to friends of mine that were way more successful than me, that were making hundreds of millions of dollars every year. And I was also reading autobiographies. I was researching about it. I read the book, The Miracle Morning. So I really was into this stuff. And I realized that it's not the fluffy shit that gets you moving. It is having a strategic morning routine. That's why I developed a 4-step morning routine that I use every single day for the last 2 years. And it doesn't take longer than 15 minutes. Because just simply the word morning routine, it's bullshit. It really makes me aggressive because gurus misuse this word constantly. And I was really thinking if I should make this video, because I hate this topic so much, because so many people make it sound like you have to brush your tongue in the morning, you have to do 400,000 push-ups, you have to go for the 10-kilometer run. And the thing is that when these people are done with their morning routine, they have what's called decision fatigue. They had to make so many important decisions in the morning that as soon as their first work decision comes, they're like a mashed potato. And that's what you don't want to be. You want to have a morning routine that moves the needle, that gets you into a flow state and just does that. That makes you switch on, and that's it. You don't need to run 10 kilometers every morning. You don't have to make some stupid flaxseed smoothie. You don't have to do sauna and ice bath for 10 rounds every morning. All of that is fluff. I tried all of it. I literally tried all this stuff. I even did yoga in the morning, okay? Me, yoga. I tried everything. And believe me when I'm telling you, it's irrelevant fluff that you do not need. What you need is a concise, accurate morning routine that gets you going in the right way. Number 1 is movement. You have to get your body moving the first thing in the morning. I'm not saying that you have to go for 10-kilometer runs, you have to go on a 3-hour bike ride, go swimming for 4 hours. That's not what I'm saying. All you have to do is get moving. Do something. Do 50 push-ups. Run back and forth your office a few times. It's funny because I did this the other day. Everyone was looking at me like I'm crazy. All of my team members were looking at me like, something wrong? Because I wanted to try just sprinting up and down the office, and it worked. I felt really good. But regardless of what you choose something that takes a few minutes. You can do the jump rope, you can stretch in the sun. Whatever you do, do something that gets your blood flowing. There is a very famous quote that motion creates emotion. And I believe it's true. Your thoughts are much clearer and the mind fog that you generally have in the morning disappears. This coupled with a nice cup of coffee will get you going. This is step number 1. Step number 2 is reflection. I know this word will catch some of you, trigger you, make you cringe, but let me explain. I am not one of these stupid gurus that has some morning routine course to sell you. Reflection. I mean to analyze your inner dialogue. Some people like to write it down. I don't really do that, but I do like to sit down every morning and ask myself 3 questions. What sucked yesterday? What kept me stuck? And what did I specifically avoid doing? These are the 3 questions that I ask myself every morning. Specifically, I sit down and think about the answers to these 3 questions. Because the problem is that if you never zoom out and you see the big picture, then it's very hard to make progress because you're constantly shifting your focus from fire to fire and doing this, doing that. You have to zoom out. And there's no better time to do this than in the morning, where you are fresh, where it's easy to look at yesterday's day, find the things that you objectively did wrong and that you have to improve. That's what I do, because these questions will give you real insight. What sucked yesterday? You can just monitor your feelings, what pissed you off the day before. What kept me stuck? You will see blind spots and bottlenecks that kept you from performing. This could be something like, I was in a deep work phase, but then I accepted a call from a buddy of mine and then I totally got out of it. That would be something that could have kept you stuck. Or I ate fast food for breakfast and then I was groggy all day. Could also be something. What did I specifically avoid doing is a very important one, because what that does is identifying things that you should do, but that you are specifically avoiding. Like having that talk with a lawyer, setting up that contract with your lawyer, hiring this one new person, building a new structure for whatever you need. This is very, very important, that you are constantly aware of things that your subconscious mind is helping you to avoid. Each and every one of us has these things that they push away and procrastinate. And if you don't remind yourself daily of what you should be doing that you are avoiding, then it'll be hard. So this is what I do in the morning. These 3 questions, this will also not take longer than 2 or 3 minutes. This reflection phase of the morning routine, which is step number 2. All it takes is a few minutes, and it really helps to zoom out and see the big picture. It's much better to see this in your morning routine than to realize a few weeks later that you messed up and then you have to go back and fix everything. It's much better if you spot it in the moment with 1 day delay and not 3 weeks. 3 weeks. It's much easier like that. Number 3 is that I review my to-do list. I write a to-do list into this beautiful jungle book every single night. And then I take this book in the morning and review it with a clear and fresh mind. The thing is that there's so many softwares, Notion, Trello, Motion, Apple Reminders, Microsoft Tasks, whatever they're all called. They all work, and you have to find what works for you. But the system that is flawless and that works regardless of which tool you use is sitting down in the evening, writing down all the stuff you have to get done the next day, and then in the morning sitting down and reviewing it, adding, delegating, changing things. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing for years, and that's what I would recommend to every single one of you. Because the problem is that most of the time it's not the missing tasks or the doing or not doing of to-do lists. It's mostly prioritization. That is the root of evil. But the thing is that if you don't have a to-do list, then you cannot prioritize. So you need to have a to-do list where you then will prioritize. I'll get into that in the next point, because that actually, funny enough, is the next point. But the goal with this to-do list is that you remove everything that is busy work, that is literally just there to make you feel productive and make you feel good. So this is the question you should ask yourself in the morning. Of these tasks, what is work that I just wrote down to get it done and to feel productive? Sending payments, doing this, doing that. Something that you could easily delegate and outsource to someone else, but you just still wrote it down because you want to have a big, nice, long checklist. That's very important. Step number 4. Set 1 to 3 real priorities. Because as I said in the previous point, that if you're not setting priorities, even the best to-do list AI app will not help you. You need to sit down, look at your list, take a marker, and mark everything that has a priority. I like to choose 1 or 3 business levers, because essentially these are not tasks, these are
levers for your business that you choose and that you focus on. When I was 16 years old, I read the book The One Thing. And the concept that stuck with me is that there is certain tasks in your day that if you wouldn't do anything else beside them, you would still progress. And this is what you want to find here. This might be the hard conversation with an applicant that you have to have. This might be building a system for something you know that is lacking. Giving feedback to that one employee who just is not performing. It's mostly the hard stuff. The stuff where your subconscious tells you, yeah, no, nah, you should avoid it, wait with that. That's the stuff that really moves the needle. And this is what you should identify. If it feels hard and you don't feel like it, you should probably be doing it. Set 1 to 3 real priorities that are levers for your business. I could recommend you to read the book The One Thing if you struggle with this, if you struggle with identifying the things that really move the needle. But a good rule of thumb is that if you'd only do the specific one thing, that this would move the needle and you would not really have to do the rest. There are these type of tasks, levers, whatever you want to call it. But find them, identify them, and do them the first thing in the morning. Because I always work in the following way. I wake up, brush my teeth, wash my face, take a shower, whatever. I do this 4-step routine, and then I do these points that I found out that I selected in step number 4, and I do them. I try to finish them until lunch, so I have about 4 or 5 hours, and then I do the stuff that has a medium priority after that, or meetings or whatever. I always have a 3-phase day. I wake up, I have my green block with the high priority stuff, with the must-do things. I have a medium priority block after lunch, where I do the things that I should do. And then after a quick walk or a break, I really like to go on walks out in nature in this break. After that, I do the low priority stuff, the things that I can do, or if still stuff is open from the should do stuff, the orange things, yellow, whatever you want to call it. So I have 3 tiers of things. I have green, yellow, and red. Must do, should do, and can do. And the good thing is that with this system, the can do stuff is not really important. I can do it if I have time, but I don't have to. So must do, should do, can do. Green, yellow, red. And this way, I can finish at 6 or 7 p.m. and I'm done. I can go home, I can go train, I can hang out with people I want to hang out with. I am done. This is literally the best system for me, and I would advise you to try it for yourself. Because everything starts with your morning routine. The way you start your day dictates how the rest of the day will go. Starting your day with this 4-step morning routine takes you out of this reactive state, because if you start your first work block in this reactive phase, it will be very, 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 very hard to get out of this headspace and to become non-reactive and to go with the flow. It's not good at all. So start your day like this. You will prevent having reactive days before the day even starts. Additionally, this routine keeps you aligned with your CEO vision. As cringe as this sounds, but this keeps you on the path regardless of where you are, regardless if you're a solopreneur, if you have 1 employee, if you have 100 employees. This routine works regardless of where you are, because it ensures that you are working in an effective manner. If you really see the potential in this and really take it serious, then it will ensure that you are going the right path and doing the right things and not being in this reactive, everything is burning, I have to take this fire out, this fire out, this fire out state of mind. Because this is horrible. This is the biggest mistake that you can make. To be this person that constantly jumps back and forth and in the end doesn't really get anything done. And this morning routine is the easiest fix for all this chaos and all this noise. Because you need to understand that structure and clarity compounds, but chaos also compounds. If you're structured day after day after day after day, you will get better. But if you're chaotic day 1, chaotic day 2, chaotic day 3, chaotic day 4, it will also compound. So choose your path wisely. If you go the direction of clarity and focus and structure, or if you go the path of chaos and reactivity. You can choose either path, but only one works. And the routine I gave you will give you the ability to completely lap someone who chooses the route of chaos. Everything starts with the morning, as cringe as this sounds. And if you do not use your morning effectively, then you're just missing out. So try this routine for the next 7 days. As simple as it sounds, this is what works. This is what I've used. This is what I've been actively using for the last years. And I've never changed it. This has always been my baseline. You can add some things. If you like to go on runs, heck, add going for a run in this, whatever floats your boat. But this is the baseline that you have to copy meticulously. So try it out, 7 days, write a comment under this video if it works or if it didn't work. If it didn't work, we'll figure out a reason together why. Try it out and I'll see you in 7 days.